So I just want to quickly share my screen. I hope my screen is available. It's visible on your side. Yeah. So, oh, sorry. Let me start recording. Oh, it's recording. Yes. So the aim of this project is to design and implement a dynamic web-based application that demonstrates the key software development concepts such as the model, the model, the view, and the controller architecture, which is our MVC. And then it has again data integration, session management, and database integration. So the system that I developed is the user authentication web application that allows the user to register. After registering, they get to log in. Again, they get to interact with the system securely. So we have the protocols that we use mostly in the network, such as HTTP. Remember, HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So we want our user to integrate the system securely so that they don't get a disturbance from hackers or so. So firstly, I will demonstrate the registration functionality. Can I just quickly run my app, my system? It will take only a few seconds. Let's just wait for it to load. Please bear with me. So as my app loads, it will automatically redirect me to my favorite browser because I did mention that I want the user to interact with my system securely on the website. So it will redirect me to my favorite browser, which is Google. As you can see, this is my favorite browser, and then this is Google. Let me maximize the screen, and then I'm gonna enter uh, the account that I'm using. And now it's here, it's on the face that I wanted it to be. So as you can see on the screen, the user is required to enter the details such as the username, the email, and the password. So the system includes validations to ensure that all the required fields are completed correctly. For example, if I try to submit the form without entering the data, the system will display a validation errors. For example, you see, I cannot submit without entering those things. So this shows that integrity, this ensures that integrity and prevents invalidations from being stored in the database. So now I'll register a new user. After submitting the form, the data will save the information in the database, and then now the user will be able to log in. So let me make an example. Let me use my name. This is Nchabani, and then my email, chawanemokwena@gmail.com. For example, if I can make my password to be, let's say, a less complex password, let me make 4 numbers. My system will tell me, no, you can't. The password is too short. You see, the field password must be a string or array. So in order for me to match my password complexity, I must make it a little bit longer. So let me just try to type something that is a little bit complex so that it can allow me to register. That's my password. And then I am using a cryptography, which is the sense of protecting data on the internet. So I don't want someone to see my password, hence it types with this dots here. So I have successfully registered here. So this is now the next stage. So I will demonstrate the login functionality. So the user will enter the registered credentials. And then if the credentials are incorrect, the system displays an error message. If they are correct, then the user will be successfully logged in onto the system. So this functionality is supported by session management, which allow the system to remember the login in user across the different pages. Let me use my account, and then let's type the wrong password. This is the wrong password, it won't go through. I type in the wrong password, you see invalid login details. Now let me type the correct password. Now you see I have successfully logged in. So everything is moving fine now. Now I've demonstrated that everything is working fine on the login page, on the registration page. Now we'll demonstrate the session handling. Once logged in, the user can navigate through the system without needing to log in again. And then this shows that the session variables are being used to maintain the user state when the user logs out. So the session is destroyed and access to protect the pages that are restricted here. So moving on the system architecture, this applications follows the MVC, which is our model view controller design. a pattern, and then the model handles data and database interactions. So the view is responsible for the user interface, and the controller manages the application logic and user request. So this separation improves code organizations, maintainability, and scalability. It's very flexible. So now I will explain database integration. So the system uses a relational database to store user information. Entity framework is used to manage database operations such as inserting, retrieving, and validating user data. So the database connection is configured using local development database, ensuring that the applications run independently without requiring the external setup. So again, I want to touch more on the security features because I said use HTTPS Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure. So the system includes basic security mechanisms such as the input validations and error handling. So the password can be enhanced further using hashing techniques to improve security. Additional sessions help to control user access to protected resource. If I can just quickly go back to my code, you will see I used the hashing here, more especially in terms of my security. Again, here now I will briefly discuss the testing and debugging. So the system was tested using the different scenarios you just seen that such as invalid input, incorrect login credentials, and session expiration. So errors were identified and fixed during the development to ensure the system runs smoothly. And then in conclusion, this project successfully demonstrates the development of a dynamic web application using modern software development practices. The system achieves its objective by implementing user authentication, validation, session management, and database interaction within an MCP architecture. So if someone will want to work with my assignment, or let me rather say my project, for the future enhancements, the future improvements may include advanced security features, the user roles, you can have the least privilege, all those things, and enhance user interface design. So here you see I just developed the basic one. So thank you very much for watching my presentation. I hope I did my best. Thank you. So for now, I will stop the recording.